Hey, you busy? Mm-mm. Okay, let me run something past you real quick. So let's talk about balance because if you're anything in your adult years in this current generation, you have so much going on. It's in your phone, it's in your head, it's at your job, sometimes it's home, it's in your commute. It's just so much going on. I like to just go ahead and believe that we are probably the busiest generation to come. Okay. And grandma had 9 kids, 16 kids, 1493 kids, and yet still the struggle with just two trying to maintain all the activities, all the teachers' work or whatever they have bringing home, all the different personalities, all the different ooh I likes, ooh can I haves, all the different electronics, all the yeah. Sorry, grandma, but I think we have you on this one. I do apologize. And so I think when we think of balance, since the times have changed, we have to change the way that we look at balance. At some point, balance may have been perfection where everything is in its place, everything is thriving, everything is growing, every single compartment of our lives we feel good in, and I don't think that's necessarily balance. So you know me, I went ahead and I looked and I'm like, okay, well let me look at the definition because I always want to go back to the LMNOP, right? And so I looked up balance and it pretty much just said an even distribution of weight enabling someone or something to remain upright and steady. Okay, so even distribution of weight, enabling someone or something to remain upright and steady. So this is how I look at it. We have different compartments of our lives. We have our social, we have our emotional, we have our mental, we have our physical, and all of that they pretty much have their sub drawers. So that's our family is some places, our friends are some places, our work is one place, and it's all these different compartments, and it's like a big dresser, right? You got your socks, you got your undergarments, you got the pajamas, and so it's not that we want to make sure that the sock drawer doesn't overpower what's going on in the other drawers. What it is every drawer needs to be packed sufficiently enough for A, its size, and B, not to look bulky and outdo what's going on with the dresser. So, bring it back to people. I heard Joyce Meyer say one day that pretty much balance is worship, work, relax, play. And so essentially, I made that my pretty much my foundational. I wrote it down. I'm like, hey, that's going to be how I do it. I'm going to make sure that I'm always doing something with worship. I'm doing good at work. I'm going to relax and I'm going to play. I took that and I had to tweak that some. So I visualize a lot of things, right? Because I see stuff in my head before I see it out and about. And so my thing is balance shouldn't be trying to have everything perfected. Balance needs to be adjusted continuously to maintain whatever is currently going on in your life. So you should not be eating more than you're active. I'm sorry, what you say? Probably in drive through now. Shouts out. Order me something too. However, you should not be consuming negative information, negative videos, negative articles, and you're not depositing anything positive. Celebrate, it's something to celebrate, but it's just so overpowered by the negativity going on. You should not know more music than you are challenging yourself to learn something better. Like I went ahead and downloaded an app that made me forced me to learn a new word a day. And so I said I wanted to build my vocabulary up. Because I don't want to walk around 50 years old talking about, nah, I mean, you heard, you feel me though. It could be whatever. Yeah, I mean, that's cool when you're talking to, your people, your family, you want to calm down. But I've always had it where I want to shake hands with the president, then I want to fist bump the trap house. Like, not that I would be in a trap house, but that was just an illusion from my conversation. So, balance needs to very much be you really shouldn't be doing that much work. And if you are, then you have to make it where you're kind of lightening up the other things. So let's just say visually, you have 100-pound life, right? And so your job is not to make sure that every compartment is equal amounts. You just need to make sure that your 100 is evenly distributed where you're not being weighed down in one particular area or the other. So if you have a stressful, fast paced job and God has not allowed your outlet for you to get out of that yet, then you need to make sure that all the other surrounding categories, like your social life and your personal relationships and your friendships and your home life, you need to make sure that those compartments are light. Because guess what? 75 pounds is being taken by your workplace off back. You don't have a lot of room for another 75-pound anything. You see what I'm saying? Right. So with that, it takes being aware of where you're currently at. It takes having a humble assessment of where am I at. That's how you get people who walk out of jobs without having another plan. That's how you get people who just, you know what, I'm gonna just let the credit just do whatever because I don't have it to pay anything else because the fun outweighed, hey, let's pay that. Let's have some delayed gratification. No, you can't get that pair of sneakers or that purse this time. But what we can do is make it a goal for 2, 3 months, and then you can go ahead and do it. But we need to go ahead and pay down some of this debt. And so, again, you have to have a humble assessment. If you are a person that's more in tune with your emotions and just you get the Monday blues, and because it's just the thought of going into work, or when certain people, your energy changes when you get around certain people, and when you have a conversation with certain people, when you start to see, I am heavily operable in my emotional realm, then you have to protect your emotions way better than the average person. And if you are that person, you're probably looking around and asking yourself, why doesn't anyone else feel this but me? Because that's not how they're wired. You can walk past a cubicle of 100 people and you'll see the messy ones, the neat ones, the plain ones, the ones that are decorated, the ones that actually moved home furniture in, like, oh, how do you get all that on a cubicle? Okay, hey, if it works for you. Everyone is wired, but you know what? Everyone is, if that's how they get their work done, then that's how they get their work done. Shouts out to them. I'm not going to be able, but you know what? That's between them and God, so I digress. But constantly have something where you have a checker. I think it is so unfair to have a cell phone that tells you, hey, low on battery. A cell phone that tells you, hey, this is how much screen time you've been using this week. A cell phone that lets you know notifications on any given thing, bank, email, whatever, just a constant alert of this is what's going on. A cell phone that automatically adjusts to, okay, it's darker where you're at, so we're going to dim. Oh, it's light where you're at, so we're going to brighten up. Why does a cell phone have a better assessment of what it needs to do, when it needs to react or imply certain things than a human body? I'm sorry. And we created the cell phone. We, meaning people, humans, we did that. Why do we have a vehicle that tells us, you need more air in your tire, you need more gas, time for that oil change, I'm sorry, all these different little nuances and notifications and blurring, hey, I'm not going to allow you to continue to drive me because I need some attention. Cell phone, I'm not going to allow you to continue to use and get all the things that you want out of me without you taking care of me. The body does the same thing. Pretty much, hey, that headache that you've been having for however long, how long is it going to take you to say, you know what, just to put my mind at ease, let me do 3 things. I'm going to increase my water intake. I'm going to keep a diary of what I'm eating. I'm going to cut out dairy first and sweets. And then I'm going to try to document around what times do I get a headache. I'm going to cut out coffee, or I'm going to reduce it. And then if I do that for a solid week or two and I'm intentional about what's going on in my body, then step 4, I'm going to the doctor. If you have something in your body and it's because our body was made low key to be a starfish. We hurt something, it has healing mechanisms. We just need to help it. Also, you need to be sleeping. Have a nice day. You don't need no other commercials to tell you how you should be sleeping, how many hours, or you can take such and such supplement. You need to go to bed. You need to create a bed regimen. There's a plethora of things that you could do. You can Google it, find one, choose one, stick to it. Black cherry juice. It's just a natural juice that makes you sleepy off back. It's the prune juice to the bow, what black cherry juice is to the sleep. Okay? That was cute. That was clean. That was cute. You got it. I called that cute. Made that word up just now. I feel good about it. Patent. So, pay attention to the body. We're not supposed to be sitting and eating. That is not how. It's a reason why we were slimmer in high school eating junk more than we was when we got older. Because at this point, we started to live this sedentary life. And that then affects your emotions, and that affects your mental health, and that affects, we are literally fighting against what is normal now. It is normal to sit in a job with fluorescent lights all day long. The only time that you get up is to use the restroom, talk to one of your coworkers, or to go to lunch. That is outrageous. Then you get in your car, you get in some kind of transportation, whether it be bus, train, whatever, and then you sit there. Forbid you have to stand for however 5 to 10 minutes. Oh, no. The body needs constant adjusting. So you owe it to yourself. Here's how I look at it. Anything that you go off and do, whether it's a business idea, whether you just want to be the best employee, whether you want to just, you know what, I'm going to be the healthiest for whatever, anything you decide to do, you have to take care of your body to do it. There are so many different things and so many different aspects that I can take you to just kind of look at how costly immobility is to your future. You deserve to give yourself the greatest chance to live out exactly what you were purposed to do. And you cannot do that with ongoing headaches. You cannot do that with all the medicine that you're taking. You cannot do that by eating how you eat. You cannot do that by sitting down and never doing anything active. You cannot do that by having the I cannot do that attitude. Now again, the things that you can control, the variables that you can control, you need to be controlling them. But you need to be helping your body out. It is unfair to drag that thing down to the elemental P, give it 2 to 5 hours of sleep, give it a hardcore 8 hours of work, then commute, and then you doing so much. Imagine using your phone for a weekend with no charger. Good luck with that, right? Imagine driving your car for 6 months with no oil change. You know what? Some of y'all out there doing that now, and you know what? That's between you and God, and that's how I'm going to leave that gossip there. Boop. Imagine driving 2 weeks and never filling your gas tank up. So we are so conscious on these tangible items, on these dime a dozen items. Can you treat the thing you get one time in this Mortal Kombat game? This is your one and only character. It ain't no game over. And then we started again. I'm sorry. You got one man. That's pretty much how that goes. And I think we need to change the way that we look at stuff. Exercise doesn't have to be a solid hour of just like, and 1, and 2, and 3. I know you see the face I'm making. And 4, and 5, and hold. Like, no, that some people ain't where it's at for some people. Exercise is just being consistent in something and making sure that you're not eating something behind that or consistently eating something that just pretty much erased everything you've done. If you're going to hit it with the Emma, Andrew, yep, that's my face, Andrew. If you're going to hit it with that, please put the bread down. Please. It can't be Thanksgiving every weekend. Really? Right? So I guess my thing is, let's get to the destination that we're supposed to get to, feeling the best, looking the best. And granted, everybody's goal is not to be between a 0 and a 4, right? Everybody's goal is not to be a solid 150. It's to be the best version of you, the best version of what gives you confidence, what feels good. Your body will let you know, yeah, I'm sleepy all the time. That's not normal. And another thing, we need to start going to the doctor annually. You need to know what's going on in your body. Long gone are the days where grandpa and grandma, they ain't want to know because they don't want no doctor giving them no bad news. And they no, that's not what we doing, because we gonna live in these streets. That's what we gonna be doing, K-Great. And we gonna reach the smooth 80, 70, and they be like, how old are you? Like 40? Like 75? What? Yeah, that's what we gonna have. But you can only have that if you are diligent and you are responsible for the one man, the one body, the one shell that was given to you. Some of y'all out here cleaning out your cars, front, back, middle, whatever, outside, and you have no idea where your potassium is at. Yeah, what's your zinc looking like? Did you check your B12? Huh? No? Okay. And so how long you think that's gonna be cool? Hmm? No, I'm sorry. Speaking to the phone, would you say I can't hear you, ma'am, sir? Right? I mean, my goodness. I want to see grandchildren, and grandchildren and see which one of y'all got my attitude, okay? Which one of y'all got my eyes? You know what? It was just, look at that. Look at my grandbaby. That's going to be me. Not in no rocking chair either. Hitting electric slides, showing y'all how we used to do it when we were younger. Once hitting you with the nay. Whip. Come on, remember that dance grandma showed you? That's how we doing it. Yeah, before I let go on my version, because Beyonce, yes. Yes. That's how you do it. You got to get excited again to be like, you know what? I think the real problem is that we looking at other people's bodies and we like, that's like the tiger looking at the elephant like, you ain't gonna never be. And the elephant looking back like, oh, why try? No, why don't you just be for your bread, for your breed, right? And for your stature, why don't you be the best elephant that you can be? Like, real talk. And that's not no shade for no one who's a little big on the bone to it, nothing like that. Just saying, if you 5'1" and you the pounds that go with the 5'1", and you comfortable shaping your 5'1"ism, then you need to go ahead and do what needs to be done at the 5'1", right? If you 6'9", okay, great. 7'3", Kevin Durant, whatever it is, you need to go ahead and you need to dress it and you need to impress it. I believe that we all have an idea of where we feel good at and where we like, yeah, this is good. And then we have our other levels where we're like, yeah, these still not, it's not fitting the way I want it to. Why not just get there? Because honestly, a large portion of exercise off back is how you eat. And no, it's not salad. It's not continuously just eating sunflower seeds and almonds and drinking some water and then praying that you're sleepy enough to sleep that through. And so you can do it. That's not it. Nobody's asking you to starve, okay? Portions. Maybe not the whole Oreo tray. Perhaps. Maybe about 2. And then you go ahead and get something healthier. Give me a handful of almonds. Get you them 2 Oreos. Let's go ahead and have a nice day. Seal it. Have this self-discipline to not go back at 4 o'clock in the morning. Don't look, don't get quiet on me because I'm reading your mail. I know it, and it's okay because together we're going to sort through it. You feel me? Okay? And that's what goals essentially are. It's just a matter of, do I have the self-discipline to see it through? Am I conditioning myself to consistently make sure that I'm holding myself accountable to the balance or to whatever that is? It hurts my heart to know that people are at jobs that they don't want to be in because they make decisions that they have to support because they had no self-discipline at one point in their life. I pray that everyone gets to a point that they're able to look debt in the eyes and say, yeah, I'm coming for you. I'm living beneath my means. I'm going to take on an extra job if need be temporarily with an action plan of I'm getting out of here. So that if you wanted to walk off your job and start a business, you can. So that if you wanted to be bold enough to go into the office of your manager and say, I want to talk about why I'm not getting a raise and I would like to present the reason why I feel like I've mounted to that point. And not feel like, but what about my job? Well, what if you don't try? I think that the lack of boldness that we have or that we should have, I think is hindered by the fact that we can't afford to be that bold no more. And that saddens me. I made a joke the other day, but it was just my real talk. I feel like I want to be the Harriet Tubman everywhere that I go. I want to find the problem and I want to find the escape and I want to bring people with me. And so I'm a learner by heart. And so if I learn something, it's not just for me. I heard Creflo Dollar say some years ago, pray that you are a blessing distribution center where God just don't bless you. He's blessing something that's going to help other people too. And that's my heart. That is the core of me. If I found an easier way to do something, if I found the fountain of youth in any area of life, I'm coming back and I'm telling my people. And I don't even have to know you. I don't have to have grown up with you. We don't have to rode bikes together or grew teeth together. It's just a matter of if God graced me enough to know you, then I'm going to get a chance to help you. And you don't even have to want the help. But I know that I could at least say I wasn't stingy with my blessing. And sometimes blessing is not giving everybody money. It's not, extending yourself to the point of it's like, oof, you straining now. Sometimes blessing is I'm going to give you something you didn't have before my presence. And that's what I aim to do. And so I just stumbled along this whole thing of like, man, balance. But as life keeps getting busier, the wiser we get, the older we get, the more things we add on to ourselves, you really have to get to the point that you're like, okay, balance only comes from what am I working toward? You are not working toward, I want to work this particular job as long as I can and make it to retirement and then, I can breathe now. Okay, really? Did you see what the retirement age is? It's 90, 100. I'm exaggerating, I know, but let me have that. It's 90, 100. You gonna wait till 90, 100 to take a mental vacation? No, ma'am. No, sir. No. Mm-mm. You need to have a balance now. That when the time of retirement comes, you're like, okay, I mean, I can. I had another 20 years in me, but, I'm good. I can clock out now. It's cool. And this is, I'm not trying to, I've never been the person that hates, have your own business. And no, if everybody owned their own business, it would be no good businesses because you need customers. You need workers. You need suppliers. You need distributors. It's a lot of pieces to that. Imagine everybody having their own store, their own business. It would be hay in the middle of the street. That's how blank it would be. I'm sorry. We need chiefs and we need the Indians. We need all of that. And I don't know if that was politically correct, but, charge it to my head and not my heart. Okay, great. Let's move on. But yeah, just balance, and sometimes you can see it better when you can see it. So maybe write down, where am I at in my personal relationships? And do a scale from 1 to 5. 5 being the most satisfied. If you want to stretch it out to 10, cool. But let 5 be the most satisfied. 1 being, yeah. Where am I in my finances? Where am I in my personal overall growth? Where am I in my spiritual growth? Where am I am working toward a plan of some sort. I truly believe that people should be working toward a 5-year and a 10-year uh, all the time. So if you made a 5-year plan 5 years ago, um, and your 10-year plan should be in motion, by the time those is you need another plan on how to grow that. It's balance. If you're working towards something, you need to put all your energy into supporting. It's almost like having a main dish and making sure that everything on the dish complements. Please don't have lasagna, then cookies, then like, what is going on the plate? Because you're just packing and you're not packing purposefully. Make it make sense. If you want to start a business, if you want to start an idea, if you want to jumpstart something, put all your energy into it. If you want to work out and you want to make sure that you get down to a certain size, then put all your energy. There is something positive and something spiritually powerful when you get behind a thing, you put your everything into that, and then you step back and you look the way that God did and you say, it is good. Mind you, in Genesis, before God went on to the next day, he ended the last one, or the prior one, with and God said it was good. Some of us are going ahead and pushing things that it hasn't been good for years. So again, but that's where balance comes from. Balance lets you know, hey, you've been running on that treadmill every morning for 20 minutes and you gained 20 pounds. Because the balance is you've been consistent in just the treadmill. You haven't been consistent with the eating. If we just, kind of finagle the rest of that, oh my goodness. Consistency with obedience is a beast of a combo. Try it. Don't take my word for it. Try it. I dare you to do something consistently. Dare you to do something consistently. And then have the discipline behind that. Yeah, you got an out of this world combo. How you think people get through school? How you think people really, truly, not the ones that finagle their way and, just skim corners, and people who are truly getting to their goals, whatever it may be, that's the power combo. Outside of God ordering them the steps, that's the killer combo. And so again, just balance, paying attention, being purposeful, and bearing down and get it done. And that was just on my heart. I just was considering that. I'm like, man. So I decided to call you up and let you hear my heart. But all right, as my grandma say, I ain't gonna hold you. I'm gonna call you later. You know what that means. Later.